Hey everyone, it's your fearless leader, MJJJJJJ. I'm outside in the lovely air. What? Yay. So, today is dedicated to all the guardians out there that have taken up the slack for what may not have been the most idyllic childhood. And I just want to sit here for a moment in gratitude and just thank each and every one of you on behalf of the Ability Warriors fam that you guys played an integral part in how we grew up and the thoughts that we had about ourselves. And yeah, we might have had a rough start to our lives, and we probably went through trials and tribulations, but you helped us come out the other side. You taught us, well, I know my guardian that I consider to be my mama bear. She taught me that, she taught me a lot about self-worth and self-love, and that I can voice my opinions. Granted, when I first started doing that, I did not do it in the most okay way. Like, I didn't do it very tactfully. But yeah. So I just want to sit here and thank you guys, whether you actually be like a relative of the person, whether you be a family friend, whether you just are taking in foster kids, whatever the unsung hero is that you are, I applaud you. And if I could clap, I would. Trust me. But yeah, I just want to send out this message of gratitude, and that you don't have to be blood related to care for somebody so deeply that you would go to the wall for them. You would make end of life decisions if you had to. I know my mama bear, she chose to take on the Herculean task of a 22-year-old that didn't know how to do much in the way of advocating for herself, and much in the way of anything for myself, really. Like, she took on that task, and it was like boot camp for people that never had parents that were invested. So I learned a lot about people's perceptions of me and how I come off to people and ways to communicate, and I learned a lot. And you don't have to have biological people in your life that will help you do this, but you do have to have a good support system. So whether that be like chosen family, whether that be other relatives besides the ones that aren't really treating you the best, whatever that may be, as long as they are supportive and as long as they are good-hearted people that want to see the best for you and want you to reach your full potential. That's all they need to really qualify to be that. Besides not being neglectful or abusive. And just as a side note, I'm not trying to throw any parental person under the bus. I am just giving praise to those that deserve it, and this is the Mother's Day podcast, but if you don't really have a mother, this will apply to you, because it's not really talking about the mother figure and how awesome they are. And yes, if you're listening to this and you have an awesome biological mother and you guys get along great and you guys have the traditional like mother-daughter relationship, then hold on to that and cherish that. I'm not bashing that in the slightest. If you have that, you guys are the luckiest people on the face of the planet, because to not have that is quite the detriment to your thought processes, and it plays with your psyche like you don't think it would in the short term, but it definitely plays with your psyche. And if you have both parents that are like that, it really screws you up. Trust me, I know from experience. But it's all in the way that you work through it. Yeah, me and my bio mom may not be the closest, but I've realized a lot during this pandemic that you may not like the person that they are, but at least they're trying to connect with you, and they're trying to say like, hey, how's it going, and try and make a little bit of small talk. Yeah, it may not be what you're seeking, but at least it's something. At least they're getting out there and getting after it and trying. It might take years for that relationship to be fully healed, But just be patient and give it time, and if they don't if they kind of fall off the bandwagon and choose not to want anything to do with you, then it's their loss, and they won't see you grow up into the wonderful human that you are. And yes, I'm talking to you guys. You guys are wonderful humans, with or without guardians. Like, hopefully you do have a guardian that you can go to. Hopefully you do have that safe place to fall. But if you don't, I feel for you, and I know what it's like. It's a rough spot to be in. Like, you don't know who to trust. You don't know if this person or that person or Joe Blow down the street has ulterior motives. You're very skeptical of all the people around you, and I would say, unless they give you a reason not to trust you, I wouldn't put your full trust in them. Like, I wouldn't be completely optimistic until they show you otherwise, but I would at least give them a glimmer of hope and not be so closed off-ish. Like, if you can see genuinely that they are trying to give it their best effort, then go with it. If you see that they're just not into it, then just say it. Like, I'm trying to surround myself with positive people, and I'm trying to surround myself with those people that care about me. So if you respect me enough, you can leave now. Or if they're really good and they're really a benefit to your life, keep them in your life as long as you possibly can, because you might learn something from them. You might learn a skill that they have that you don't. Like, you never know with people what they will bring to the table. You never know what they might do or say that could impact your life in a positive way. So, yeah. And I just want to, like, be that big sister if you guys want to chit chat in the comments about, you don't have to say your name or anything, you don't have to get like too personal, but if you just need a shoulder to lean on, or like if you need somebody to like show you that it's okay to have emotion and it's okay to be vulnerable, then give me a shout in the YouTube comments. And if you feel comfortable, please feel free to add me on Facebook if you really need to talk, or I'll come up with something that can be more of a support group for this community, because I know if I had this kind of community when I was going through everything that I was going through, I would definitely have sought out comfort in them. And this podcast is not meant to be a downer. This is just my story, and it's meant to kind of show you guys that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I do live independently, which I never thought I would at the age that I am now. There was never inkling that was even in the cards for me. But it was. And for Mama Bear, I am truly grateful, because she put up with me kind of scheming so that I could get out of the situation that she built for me, just because I knew in her heart that she wanted to be my caretaker and to lift me up and to lift my spirits up. She still is, for sure, but if I wouldn't have made that quantum leap to being on my own, honestly, I would still be living with her and kind of living in this sheltered bubble of not really knowing any kind of, I've dealt with disappointment, but any kind of self-regulating with my emotions, because I always had her to bounce my emotions off of, and then she would give me the solution right away when I needed to be the one to self-regulate. And that's one of my biggest regrets to the way that I grew up. I never had those internal skills to self-regulate, and that's the biggest takeaway from this. If you do live with a caregiver, and if they are taking care of you properly, just please find that balance of figuring it out for yourself and getting base support from them, yes or no answers, especially if you're in your 20s and you've never done any of this. You need to eventually learn to do it on your own. So I would just take the bull by the horns, and if you guys make mistakes you make mistakes. That is perfectly okay and perfectly fine. But I would recommend having a conversation with your caretaker and just be like, I know the impact that you've had in my life, and I want to try and implement these skills that you've given me, and if I mess up, then you can come, like, not really rescue you, but take the reins a little bit and kind of teach you a better way to do it. But don't let them fully, overly do it for you, because you're not gonna learn anything from that. So I would definitely just have a little chit chat with them and just be like, here's what I want to do, here's my goal, can you help me achieve it? If they love you, and obviously they love you, or they wouldn't have taken you in. But just tell them to show me that you care. Can you maybe back off a tad and help me grow into the person that I ultimately want to be? So yeah, I just want to do my little outro, and then I will leave you guys for today. And as you all know, I always plug this person. Her name's Minnie Mancino. She's got a killer YouTube channel. Wow, I lost my train of thought on that one. She's got a killer YouTube channel, and yeah, you guys should really go check her out. And she does these things called Minicast, MINNYCAST, and she just talks for like 10 to 20 minutes about anything that's on her brain. It's like a big brain dump. It's a lot shorter and in bite-sized chunks than mine. I'm very long-winded, and so is she. But on that specific series, she's very mostly to the point, and they're really good and very uplifting, and sometimes random, but that's all in the fun of it. So I would urge you guys to go check that out. And my episodes, as you know, go up on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, either one of those days, usually earlier, maybe tomorrow, I have no idea, but it'll be one of those 4 days. So I hope you learned a lot from this episode, and I felt like I wasn't squirrely or rambly, so win for me. And I hope you leave a like or a comment in the comment section below, and I would love to hear from you guys, and I will see you all next week. Alright, and this episode will be released on Mother's Day. I know it might have been a more downer episode, but I hope you guys still enjoyed it. And yeah, I hope to hear from you guys soon. And I will chat with you all then. Alright. Peace out. Love you all. Happy Guardian Day instead of Mother's Day, because I don't know if you all have biological mothers or not. There I go rambling again. Okay. Bye.